Have you ever wondered what truly happens after 60 when a man hurts a good older woman? When a good older woman opens her heart, trusts, and loves deeply, the pain of being hurt by a man can feel like it cuts to the very core. It's not just disappointment. It's a ripple that touches her confidence, her sense of safety, and the quiet hope she carries for love in her later years. But what most people don't talk about is what truly follows after that kind of heartbreak. Welcome back to Journey After 60. In this video, I'm going to share 4 things that genuinely follow when a good older woman is hurt by a man. Truths that every woman who's lived, loved, and been wounded needs to understand, especially after 60. Understanding these can transform pain into clarity, heartbreak into empowerment, and disappointment into the foundation for the love she truly deserves. We'll explore these insights with the dignity they deserve, so make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss insights that can help you heal and grow. Now, let's dive into the first truth and see what really follows when an older woman's heart is hurt. Number 1. She withdraws her light from his world. Unlike younger women who might fight, argue, or seek explanation, the mature woman often does something far more powerful. She simply withdraws her light from that person's world. When a good older woman is hurt by a man, something profound happens, not immediately, but quietly, almost imperceptibly. She begins to withdraw her light, the warmth, the joy, the generosity that once flowed naturally toward him. It's not an act of spite or revenge. It's a gentle, instinctive protection of her heart. Her laughter may no longer fill the spaces they shared. Her attentiveness, the little gestures that once made him feel seen, may fade. She becomes more reserved, more measured, guarding the parts of herself that are most vulnerable. And while this might seem like a simple act of self-preservation, it carries a deeper significance. A realization that her energy and love are precious, and they deserve to be nurtured by someone who truly values them. This withdrawal isn't about withholding affection forever. It's about reclaiming her boundaries, her self-respect, and her emotional safety. It's a signal that she is learning to honor herself even in the midst of pain. And this shift is the first step toward healing, self-awareness, and ultimately attracting the kind of love she truly deserves. Good older women often possess what I call cultivated radiance, a quality of attention, care, and positive energy that has been refined through decades of giving and receiving love. When they withdraw this light, its absence creates a darkness that the recipient often doesn't understand until it's gone. Consider the light you bring to others' lives, your attention, care, and positive energy. Are you sharing it with people who value it? Sometimes the most powerful response to being hurt is simply redirecting your light toward those who appreciate it. Share your thoughts in the comment below. This withdrawal of personal light often triggers something even more significant: the closing of an entire network of wisdom and support that good older women typically share with those they trust. Number 2.
her wisdom network closes against him. The poet John Donne wrote, "No man is an island." But there's a profound truth he didn't elaborate on. When you hurt a good older woman, you don't just lose her. You lose access to an entire network of wisdom, support, and connection that she has cultivated over decades. When a good older woman is hurt, it's not just her heart that responds, it's her mind, her instincts, and the network of wisdom she's built over a lifetime. Family, friends, and even her own inner voice start sending subtle signals, warnings, caution, reminders of patterns she's learned to recognize. This network isn't about manipulation or punishment, it's about protection. She has experienced enough to know when someone's actions don't align with their words or when promises are hollow. And when her trust is broken, these networks tighten, creating invisible boundaries that make it harder for him to enter her world freely. He may notice a subtle distance, a polite but firm deflection, or a cautious tone that wasn't there before. He may feel it in her gaze, warm yet guarded, kind yet measured. This isn't rejection out of malice, it's her wisdom asserting itself, saying, "I will not let my energy and love be misused again." Studies on social networks show that women, particularly mature women, create what sociologists call trust-based communities, where character matters more than charm. When someone violates trust with one member, the entire network responds to protect the community's integrity. This consequence reveals something important about how good older women operate. They don't exist in isolation. They're part of carefully cultivated communities where character matters, where loyalty is valued, and where hurting one member affects your standing with everyone. Think about the networks and communities in your own life. Are you nurturing relationships with people whose wisdom networks you respect? Remember that when you form connections with good people, you're often connecting with entire communities of wisdom and support. Because when external validation and companionship are withdrawn, something remarkable happens to a woman who has lived long enough to know her own worth.
Number 3. She discovers her true strength in solitude. Before we explore this transformative consequence, let me weave together our discoveries. We've seen how a hurt older woman withdraws her light and how her network closes protectively around her. These external changes often catalyze something even more profound, an internal discovery of strength that she may not have known she possessed. The ancient Stoic philosopher Epictetus taught that wealth consists in not having great possessions, but in having few wants. When a good older woman is deeply hurt, she often discovers a similar truth, that her strength consists not in having someone to depend on, but in knowing she can depend on herself. My friend Eleanor, at 64, had built her life around caring for others. Her late husband, during his illness, her adult children through various crises, and most recently, her partner David, whose emotional neediness had become the center of her world. When David left her for a younger woman, Eleanor's initial devastation was profound. She had given him not just her love, but her emotional labor, her problem-solving abilities, her constant availability. Suddenly, she found herself alone for the first time in decades. But something remarkable happened in Eleanor's solitude. Without David's constant needs demanding her attention,
Without the exhausting work of managing his emotions and solving his problems, Eleanor began to rediscover herself. She remembered interests she had set aside, dreams she had deferred, strengths she had forgotten she possessed. Eleanor started taking painting classes she had always wanted to try. She began traveling to places David had never wanted to visit. She renewed friendships that had been neglected while she was focused on David's needs. Most surprisingly, she discovered that she actually enjoyed her own company. Studies on post-relationship growth show that women who have been in emotionally demanding relationships often experience what psychologists call liberation expansion, a sudden increase in personal freedom, self-awareness, and individual strength that they had forgotten they possessed. What made Eleanor's discovery particularly powerful was her age and experience. Unlike a younger woman who might desperately seek another relationship to fill the void, Eleanor had the wisdom to sit with solitude and discover what it had to teach her. Eleanor's story illustrates something profound about mature women. They often have deep reserves of strength that only become visible when they're forced to rely on themselves. The hurt that seemed devastating becomes the catalyst for remarkable self-discovery. Give this video a like to honor the strength of women who rise above pain, and save it so you can return to this wisdom whenever you need a reminder of your own resilience. If you're going through a difficult time in relationships, consider what strengths you might be overlooking in yourself. Sometimes our greatest growth comes not from being supported by others, but from discovering we can support ourselves beautifully. This individual strength that emerges from solitude often seems to trigger something even more mysterious, a response from the universe itself to the imbalance that has been created.
Number 4. The universe itself responds to the imbalance. When a good older woman is hurt by a man, touches on something that transcends individual psychology and enters the realm of what many call cosmic justice. There seems to be a universal principle that responds when goodness is betrayed and innocence is wounded. The ancient concept of karma, found in both Eastern and Western traditions, suggests that actions create consequences that extend far beyond immediate cause and effect. When someone hurts a genuinely good person, particularly someone who has lived long enough to accumulate wisdom and compassion, the universe itself seems to take notice. Think about how our journey has unfolded. She withdraws her light, creating emptiness. Her network closes, creating isolation. She discovers strength in solitude, creating her own fulfillment. These personal responses seem to activate something larger, a cosmic rebalancing. I've witnessed this pattern repeatedly over the decades. Men who hurt genuinely good older women often experience what seems like a run of bad luck, failed relationships, or a general sense that life has become more difficult. It's as if the universe is correcting an imbalance. This isn't about supernatural punishment, it's about natural consequences. When you hurt someone who has been genuinely good to you, you create a void in your life that cannot be easily filled. You also reveal character flaws that affect all your other relationships. Many wisdom traditions teach that good people carry positive energy that benefits those around them.
When you hurt such a person, you cut yourself off from that positive influence. Life genuinely becomes more difficult without the grace that good people bring. The universe's response to being hurt by someone good isn't always a permanent consequence. It's often a mirror, reflecting back lessons that must be learned. Pain can serve as a teacher, showing a man the depth of what he took for granted and the gravity of the trust he broke. Some men do see this reflection clearly. They recognize what they lost, the warmth, wisdom, and steadfast presence of a woman who loved fully, and it sparks a genuine desire to grow, to evolve, and to become worthy of such goodness once more. As we complete this exploration of what truly follows when a good older woman is hurt by a man, I want you to understand something profound. These consequences aren't about revenge or retribution. They're about the natural order of the universe protecting and honoring goodness. Good older women who have lived long enough to develop genuine wisdom, compassion, and discernment are rare treasures in this world. When someone hurts such a woman, they don't just harm an individual, they wound something sacred, something that took decades to cultivate and refine. For men who might be tempted to take advantage of a good older woman's kindness, understand this: you're not just playing with someone's feelings, you're interfering with something the universe has spent decades creating. The consequences will be proportional to the goodness you damage. For women who have been hurt, understand that these consequences aren't something you need to create or orchestrate. They will unfold naturally as a result of your worth, your network, your strength, and the universe's tendency toward justice. Your job is simply to heal and honor yourself. So, here's my message to everyone. Recognize goodness when you encounter it, especially in mature women who have learned to love wisely. Treasure it, protect it, and never take it for granted. The universe has invested decades in creating such souls. Remember, hurting a good older woman doesn't just create consequences for the perpetrator, it robs the world of the light, wisdom, and care that such women bring. These are cosmic treasures deserving of our utmost respect and protection. If this wisdom resonated with you, please share it with others who need to understand the sacred nature of goodness and the consequences of betraying it. Tell me in the comments, have you witnessed these patterns in your own experience? And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss insights that help navigate love, relationships, and personal growth. Until next time, remember, goodness has power, wisdom has protection, and the universe has a long memory for both kindness and cruelty. Thank you for joining me today.